We provide peer support through the Kansas City metro area. We have different law enforcement agencies that are providing that peer support for those officers of Fairway PD to help them process this tragedy.
That's Sergeant Valdez. He says some of his deputies are from the Fairway area, but even those who are not care a great deal about serving the community that's in mourning right now. As we've told you, Oswald leaves behind a wife and 2 children and his entire family mourning right now. If you want to donate to that family, we have a link to do so on kshb.com.
All right, 6:31 this morning. Linz, we get a break today. The morning seems nice.
It is nice. Some of us dealing with fog, not the case here in Kansas City. So it's nice that we don't have much, to worry about weather-wise for our morning commute, unlike yesterday with those thunderstorms rolling through. So now we're talking about the sunshine out there this morning. You can see where the fog has settled in. We're talking northern Platte County, St. Joseph, Cameron, Missouri, where those visibilities under a quarter of a mile, especially even into central Missouri. So watching for that this morning. Take your time if you're leaving the house north and east of the metro. We've got temperatures in those mid to upper 60s. We are slightly warmer from Overland Park to Olathe at 70 right now. And really today is going to be a great pool day. We're talking that August heat building. Highs are in the upper 80s. Some of us get close to 90 with the humidity. Tomorrow is actually even hotter than this. And I'll explain where we're going. That's coming up next. Deja, how are the roads looking out there?
Well, so far so good, Linz. We don't have any major issues. Our overall wide view map looks great. It's nice and clear and really no complaints out on the roadways. We don't have any crashes and you can see no icons here. So a really nice and clear picture. And here's an example of what we're dealing with in real time. US 50 eastbound here at 3rd Street. Eastbound, westbound traffic flow is moving right along as it should be. Everybody is getting along on the roadways and fingers crossed that it stays that way. We're seeing just a little delay for Liberty at 14 minutes, 21 minutes for Olathe. Blue Springs looking good at 17 minutes. Taylor.
Deja, thank you. KCPD investigating the second homicide this week involving a juvenile. They say it happened in a parking lot just before 11:30 last night near 9th and Prospect. KCPD says they found a teen who'd been shot when they arrived and tried to save his life, but he died right there in the parking lot. No suspect information has been released from KCPD this morning. Actions are being taken to try and make Kansas City a safer place.
Yesterday, our Ray Daniel told us about 2 gun control measures sponsored by KC Mayor Quentin Lucas that went before the city's Finance, Governance, and Public Safety Committee. Well, this morning, she's following up on those measures. Ray, what comes next? What happens now?
Yeah, so the 2 measures we told you about yesterday are now moving to the full city council for a vote at 3 p.m. One would make it illegal to sell ammunition to minors without a parent's consent. The other would ban switches, which can modify a handgun to be capable of automatic fire, as well as silencers, automatic weapons, and short barrel rifles. Throughout this year, we've heard the perspectives of people forever changed by violence, family, witnesses, and those who say something has to change.
I'm heartbroken. My heart is shattered. My insides are hollow. I don't care about nothing.
I'm forever traumatized because I watched everybody take their last breath.
It's devastating. It is very hard to continue to hear about the violence, especially when it involves young people.
Right now, Kansas City sits at 122 homicides this year, just 1 homicide behind 2020, the city's deadliest year. And at this time in 2020, there were 123 homicides. And as you know, we are now at 123 homicides. So it is the exact same number that we're seeing back in 2020. Police in KCMO ask anyone with information about unsolved homicides to call the TIPS hotline. That number is 816-474-TIPS. You will remain anonymous. Back to you all.
All right, Ray Daniel live in our newsroom this morning. Ray, thank you very much. We have seen packed meetings. We've talked to so many Jackson County residents over the last several weeks upset with a higher property assessment. At last check, the county received more than 54,500 appeals and say they've resolved nearly 15,000 of those.
I think we're almost shocked by the amount that it went up, which was 40%.
Oh, a little flooring. It's like, holy moly, how did our house go 4 times the cost?
The Missouri State Auditor's Office has heard from several residents, too. We told you last week, Auditor Scott Fitzpatrick's office sent a letter to the Jackson County Executive to investigate the assessment process. He tweeted that letter. That's what you see. I talked to Fitzpatrick about what launched their investigation. He told me, yeah, they've received over 100 complaints, and it's those complaints combined with issues found during a 2021 audit of Jackson County that led to this review.
What are you looking for in this review?
Well, a lot of the concerns are, number one, people's assessments have gone up significantly more probably than what's happened in other parts of the state, which is a repeat of what was identified by the audit that was released in 2021. Back in 2021, it looked at the reassessment that took place in 2019, and the conclusion that was reached there was that the average assessment increase in 2019 was 20% in Jackson County, and that average was 70% more than any other county in the state of Missouri. And so the fact that it happened then and it's now seemingly happening again, these things are compounding, right? And the taxpayers in Jackson County, deserve to know what is going on.
So I checked in with the county, who told me they had just received the letter yesterday and referred us to their previous statement that said, in part, the county executive expresses full confidence in the county assessor and her team, along with the Board of Equalization, upholding their independent duties. They aim to provide fair and equitable assessments for all, maintaining a commitment to accuracy and fairness in our county's property assessment process. Okay, so what happens if the auditor's initial review deems these complaints credible? Fitzpatrick said if their investigation determines that an audit is the next step needed, either the county or citizens through a petition would need to initiate that audit. We'll keep track of this. Most people expect their cars to be safe when they leave them at KCI, but that did not turn out that way for one local man.
KSHB 41 investigator Cameron Taylor has that story coming up at 6:40. Keep it here.
Imagine leaving your car at the airport only to find a problem that costs you.
KSHB 41 investigator Cameron Taylor. Leaving your car at the airport should be worry-free. It didn't turn out that way for one Kansas man. He had his catalytic converter stolen in the economy lot while he was on a trip.
Got in, fired it up, and I knew instantly what had happened.
After looking into Denny Forschler's case, we discovered hundreds of people have had their catalytic converters stolen at KCI. 2022 was the worst year on record, with more than 300 reported catalytic converter thefts. That's according to KCI police documents. Tonight at 6, I'll explain what the airport is doing to keep your car intact and if it's working. For the KSHB 41i team, I'm Cameron Taylor.
If you're like us and we're shocked at some of those numbers, don't miss that story tonight. Okay, we just learned KCPD needs your help to find a 10-year-old boy this morning. His name is Waylon Smith. He was last seen last night about 8:30 near East 42nd Terrace and Emmanuel Cleaver Boulevard wearing tan and black shorts. Please, if you see him, call police right away. Take a good look at this photo and hopefully you'll be able to help out.
And back to that breaking news we're following. This is about an officer-involved shooting following a police chase from Leavenworth across the state line to Platte County. We'll go over what we know next.
Join the Furniture Mall revolution. Going on now. Safe.
We've been following all throughout the morning. A suspect in the hospital after an officer-involved shooting up in Platte County this morning.
So we're told this all started in Leavenworth and then crossed the state line into Platte County about 2:30 this morning. It's just west of KCI. Claire Bradshaw near 92 Highway and the 45 spur right now still closed. And this is a busy spot, so people need to know that road is closed. What other updates do you have for us?
I just told her to follow her.
Hey, good morning, Taylor and Lindsay. There are a line of people behind our photographer right now trying to get to work or wherever they need to be this morning, but that's because this road is closed. Now, you can't see much because of the thick fog they're dealing with this morning, but that is where this officer-involved shooting happened. We're told by the Leavenworth Police Department this started with that domestic disturbance in Leavenworth. There are some gaps that we need filled, but we know that the domestic call turned into a chase that ended here on the Route 45 spur in Platte County. There was some sort of altercation that then involved the officer shooting the suspect, a man who we are told is in surgery in critical condition.
All the officers involved are okay, and they were briefly interviewed here and then have returned to Leavenworth pursuant to their policies. We've conducted what we needed to do for right now, and then we'll do some follow-up investigation, but the officers are okay.
So this is kind of the scene of people trying to find their way around this morning. The Platte County Sheriff's Office tells us there are alternate routes people can take. They do have Route 45 spur blocked off, but these side roads, this is Stillings Road, these are not blocked off at the moment. They are still investigating this, and we're going to learn more throughout today.
All right, Claire, thank you very much.
KCPD investigating the second homicide involving a teenager that's happened in less than a week.
They say this happened in a parking lot just before 11:30 last night of 9th and Wabash. KCPD say they found a teen who had been shot. When they got there, they tried to save his life, but he died at the scene soon after. Police say they have no suspect information right now.
The tragedies involving teenagers started late Sunday night when a 15-year-old boy was shot and killed on 71 Highway near 22nd Street. Leaders in KC making efforts to try and prevent those kinds of homicides.
So this afternoon, the city council is going to talk about 2 gun ordinances proposed by Mayor Lucas.
One stops the sale and possession of certain weapons like Glock switches, which can turn handguns into automatic weapons. He talked about these with us just a couple of weeks ago when he was live on the air with us the day of his inauguration. It would also ban selling ammunition to kids and teens without their parents' permission. That meeting starts at 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Let's get to the other top stories that we're following this morning at 6:46. We expect to learn details about funeral plans for Jonah Oswald, the first Fairway police officer to die in the line of duty. The 29-year-old officer was shot on Sunday at a quick trip off I-35 in Mission. This started as a stolen vehicle investigation on Sunday morning and turned into a 9-mile chase, ending with that exchange of gunfire at a quick trip on Lamar near Fox Ridge in Mission. We'll have much more on how the community is responding and trying to come together in this tragedy in just a few minutes.
Awful news out of Hawaii this morning as officials say at least 36 people have died because of these wildfires. Firefighters having real trouble just containing them. They're being fueled by hurricane tropical storm force winds just west and south of the island. The Hawaiian governor believes the damage will cost billions in damage. Lieutenant Governor seeking a presidential emergency declaration to free up federal funds as well. We'll continue to track this.
Here's your latest Kansas City forecast from meteorologist Lindsay Anderson.
Just heartbreaking images out of Hawaii from yesterday and certainly this morning with the new update. Here's where Hurricane Dora is now. It's moving farther and farther away west. It's a Category 4 storm. So in the center of the storm, those max winds are at 140 miles per hour. Outside of the center of the storm, there are still wind gusts being measured of 50 to 60 miles per hour. And that's what spread a lot of those fires, unfortunately, in the island of Maui. So definitely we'll continue to monitor and watch that. Luckily, the winds should be dying down to help fight those fires today. We are looking at some quiet conditions here on our radar and satellite imagery, but because of all the recent rain, the ground is so moist, air temperatures dropping to our dew points. It's resulted in some widespread fog for locations north and east of Kansas City. Just reviewing some traffic cameras with Deja, a lot of our scout cameras there close to the Missouri River in our Northland dealing with some low visibility. You can see it kind of showing up a little bit here on our maps as well. So something to keep in mind for Northland drivers, especially driving south into the city. You'll notice more widespread fog north and east where visibility is under a quarter of a mile. And the dense fog advisory mostly away from the metro. You can see that is in place until 9 a.m. So a view from the Kansas City Museum, actually quite gorgeous. The view of our skyline clear, 68 degrees, your current temperature right now with a very light wind. Olathe is at 70, 66 Liberty, 65 degrees in Richmond. And as we go through the day today, numbers are going to be heating up pretty quickly. So your outdoor forecast still looks fine if you want to get outside. Just be prepared for those heat index values that will jump into the 90s. I'm expecting more of that August humidity to return. Downtown Elise Summit up to 90 degrees today, 84 in Maryville. Now let's jump ahead to tomorrow because thunderstorms are likely and it looks like we're going to get maybe a small round in the morning. The main concern is coming in the evening. This is as a frontal system will move through sometime in the evening hours. You'll see this front tracking across. This model brings it a little bit later in the evening. Of course, that's ideal for baseball goers, for fans, Cardinals or Royals, right? Friday evening. And then on Saturday, luckily things are much quieter before another storm system sweeps through Sunday morning and again Sunday night. Another round of heavy rain and strong to severe thunderstorms may wake you up Monday morning. So we'll be watching that. It does bring some cooler weather with it. 89 Saturday, 86 Sunday with storms in the morning and at night, but we're down in the 70s there on Monday.
Lindsay, thank you. 10 till 7 now on your Thursday morning. Of course, our big story this week is continuing to follow the situation in Fairway, Kansas, and how people are honoring the first Fairway police officer to die in the line of duty.
There's a voice for everyone. We want to bring you more perspectives from the community. Let's get KSHB 41 News reporter Daniela Leon, who talked to people living in Fairway, showing their support. You found blue ribbons they've tied in his honor, right?
Yeah, that's right. Good morning, Lindsay and Taylor. I have met people who have lived in Fairway, Kansas for decades who told me a big reason why they have chosen to stay here is because of their police department, who they say is routinely stepping up to the plate and is always visible within their community. And so they're tying up blue ribbons all throughout their city to show their police department their unwavering support.
Fairway, Kansas, a small Johnson County city banding together after losing one of their own.
All of us in this community are just really shaken by the tragic loss of this wonderful police officer who dedicated his life to protect us.
Together, this community is weathering this latest storm with these small blue-colored ribbons, withstanding the rain that continues to wash Ivory Karamitras and the rest of her community's pain.
The police department being so close too, you see those folks and you see them at the coffee shop, and so it's just nice to get to know people on a personal level.
These perfectly tied blue ribbons can be found in nearly every city street, wrapped around family trees, facing busy roads. It's Daly O'Brien's way of thanking the men and women who are always there.
I've been here for 52 years and I raised my children here, and when we'd leave town, I'd call and they would watch the house for us.
And while there are no words to describe the grief this community is feeling, they hope these narrow strips of blue fabric showcase the town's gratitude for the department, who is known for going beyond the badge.
I think it's just also a way for us to remember what a community really is. It's people looking out for each other.
A city uniting as one through the dark and dreary days ahead, while honoring the man who gave up his life protecting their beloved community.
Inside that uniform, there is a father, there's a husband, there's a brother, there's a son, there's a nephew. That is a human being. That's a human life that reaches out and has a lot of effect on a lot of people.
And through social media, I've also gotten the chance to interact with some of the people who knew Officer Oswald personally, including an active U.S. soldier who is currently in the midst of a deployment in East Africa. I asked him, hey, would you like to do an interview? And they told us they can't because of that deployment. But I asked them what they wanted the community to know and to think about when honoring and remembering Officer Oswald. And he told me he wants people in Kansas City to know Officer Oswald was one of the best troops and was loyal to any mission given to him. Reporting in Fairway, Danielle Leon, KSHB 41 News. Back to you.
What a legacy of service from the armed forces to here at home in law enforcement.
Absolutely. Daniela, thank you.